how to use the Akashic SoulPro app. And so it's going to look like this. And we just want you to go ahead and download that. Okay, great. Hi.
Hey,
So I'm just showing, oh, not that. This is the Akashic SoulPro app. Okay.
okay.
So when we're using the Akashic SoulPro app, we want to remember that the Akash means ether and it means space. And so within ether space, all information is being held, all past, present, future, all dimensions, all timelines. How's this sound? Good?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we can use this to find information about anything in those timelines, in those spaces and places, as well as most importantly, we can use that information that we pull up on here to actualize a higher reality and to focus on that which we want. And anything that we would not want, or when we look at these details that we're going to pull up on the app, we are going to know that we have the power to either dissolve or dismantle or delete anything that's not for highest good and upgrade to what that which will make us our belief, a higher belief, our intentions that we're going to have actualize, and anything that would be keeping our intentions from actualizing. Those are the things that are going to dissolve and dismantle. And so when we have when we have something happen in our life, usually prior to this moment, and sometimes this moment can have a similar effect that was had a charge to it, or an emotional charge, I should say, of something we did not want, or it is misunderstood a lot of times, then that charge, that misunderstanding, that emotional experience is what actually binds and makes that information hold heavy and and literally get entangled like a plasmoid, plasma meaning the light, and that photonic light holds information and it spins certain ways, spins up and spins down and all around, but it's spinning in a certain way of like very light and a higher reality or higher potentiality, or dense and heavier where it's holding that dense excess charge of, usually like I said, emotional content that was below love.
Hmm.
And so it's, you find those moments in time where something similar may happen and you all of a sudden go, oh, that feels really weird, something just happened. And that's typically where we can identify that there's something in the Akash. Change our view. There's something in the Akash that was literally being picked up on. You can change. There we go. So since you are here with us, Jana, we are happy to have you be the being of light that when you get a question, make sure you ask it. So
Okay.
that way I can get more clarity, and especially from your lens, the most high clarity possible.
Okay.
Okay. So anything so far that I've said?
Not so far.
Okay. And do you have the app and have you used the app?
Yes, I do. And I
And do
have.
you, and do you use it a lot or every so often?
Every so often.
Okay. And do you find that you've used it to clear things mostly, or clear and manifest?
Mostly clear and always upgrade any beliefs, but I haven't used it necessarily for manifesting.
Okay. Awesome. So this app has been developed over a while now, probably around like 13 years or so.
Oh well.
We used charts to start with at Soul School, and they were dry erase sheets, and they were some of the charts, not all of them, but most of the charts of who, what, when, where, why were on these dry erase sheets, and we would muscle test or intuit what details were connected to who, what, when, where, why.
Mm.
And those we would then erase it when we were done. And so we finally were able to create this app. And so there's two different ways that, like I just said, when I put a background, where we can do a session on ourselves slow, using like a slow method of penduluming or super conscious eyes, or any way that you get intuitive information. And you could literally go through all the 23 charts, starting with the consciousness chart, to see what consciousness actually wants to deliver and share. Let's see if we can do this. 1 second. Maybe not today. Okay, it's almost 11:11. That's pretty cool. So when we're going through these charts, the first chart, like I was saying, is the consciousness chart. And that consciousness chart is so important because it helps us understand that there may be aspects of ourselves that are ruling the show unconsciously, that maybe we are not even like thinking to communicate to, or to merge, to call back into merger. Meaning when I'm source light and I drop into a body and people start identifying me as a name and a number and different ages, I became different, also different aspects, like child, teenager, adult. All these different identifiers can sometimes be holding different packets of information that can work against us when we don't actually give them a voice or understand why we're totally into this goal. We've done everything possible, but yet why isn't something happening? Or what am, if I'm tuning in and I'm asking a question for this here and now moment, and I get like multiple answers and I feel all like, well, I don't really know. It's because there's all these aspects of self sometimes that are holding different belief systems and different voice, and they're conflicting with each other. Different beliefs that are conflicting with each other. So, and that doesn't happen all the time, but it definitely can show itself as we're working with these charts. Hello, we have a lower dimensional portal has just opened. And we're going to close that. So something that we just, and even the dog's picking up on that. Is it about the chart we're about to do? Yes. So we're going to do a real chart right now.
Okay.
And that way we can utilize this moment that just has opened itself up. And so I see the tour, I see Glastonbury, and I see that in the background. Is it connected? Yeah. Okay. So let's see with a real example so I can speak to something. And it's talking to the monad. And the monad typically means, and this is the consciousness that we're speaking to. And our dog, Gracie, is barking. And so that is a protector. And so since she's barking, and a monad means the one in Latin, and it means a group, I'm going to also ask, is the protector involved? Are you involved? Am I involved? And is Glastonbury involved? Yeah. So all of it's involved. And is that involved? No. Okay. Is where I just came from involved? Yeah. And even where I've just come from, which was a space clearing, a land clearing, there was a lot of realms that had dimensional portals that need to be adjusted and dealt with. And then I'm looking at the chart. I went ahead and jumped in the sense of I was showing us how to do the charts like slow by going through each chart one at a time. But I went ahead and did the second button, which said automatic reading, just so I could figure out what just happened. And it pulled up, like I said, monad, higher self, upper world, contentment, causal being, head, liver. And so upper world, like I was saying, there's like a lot of fluctuations that are wanting to be elevated, and especially around in the upper world, we would think like the upper, the higher, that there's no need for protection. And in the causal being, the causal realm, this is our heavenly self. This is our, truly evolved consciousness. The Godhead, is in that causal realm. And so, since who's connected is higher self, monad, it's like anywhere that we are not operating. The next one had said subconscious, which is the why. And I was asking like why, what just happened? Anywhere our unconscious versions of self are anyway operating in the lower realms and want to elevate now, especially connected to Glastonbury and any old portals that are no longer needing to be worked with. We're going to ask those to close and pull out of, as well as anything that needs to stay open but yet be glorified and purified and brought into the highest alignment of the universal timeline, organic timeline of universal peace, love, joy, abundance, and restoring us to a level of contentment. So the planet on here says Pluto. And so Pluto, for me, that usually is like transitions. What about you?
Yeah, transition, transformation.
Mm-hmm. And then it has what part of the body, or the energy body is the root chakra, has temple door of the Tor, is connected. Um, a shining, the event is a shining. So we're shining light on something right now, and we're cleansing the eggs. So the eggs, meaning any conception points, is also what I'm feeling.
Okay.
And so as you're reading these charts, the goal is to activate your super intelligence
Hmm.
and to activate like talking out loud and talking it out in a way that if I'm communicating as the monadic consciousness, I could just say, I am intending to really communicate what does this consciousness want to speak about this chart. And as I read through it, it's like you get this feeling or this knowing of what's connected, or at least you may start to have a question of like, wow, is that meaning that we're going through a transition or transformation? And so there'll be like questions you may ask as monadic consciousness or to monadic consciousness. And then if you do ask a question, then listen for an answer, or be using a pendulum, or stand with your body, as we would doing body swing muscle testing, so that you can get some answers that way. Or if you're not asking a question, you're channeling the information.
Hmm.
You're like a straight channel of, you just start speaking and it starts coming out like poetry almost sometimes. Well, you know how to channel. So, and once you get to like maybe a pause, you could say, is that 100% complete, or not even complete? Is that 100% true?
Mm.
Because when you're channeling, you you may pick up another channel. You may pick up,
Right.
or more of like your logical left brain. Another aspect of self may kind of pop in and be like, oh no, this is what's going on, or this is what you should say, or you start speaking that, but yet it wasn't really the straight channel of like that most divine monadic stream, right?
Hmm.
So anywhere, like you said, we can use this to clear, we could ask then with all the information that just came forward, um, is this complete? No. And do we have to know more about the details on this chart? Something else. Does Jana know about it? Have you been to the tour this
I have
lifetime?
not personally.
What draws you? What connects you?
Catriel, my partner, connects me. He's been there, he has community there, and it's very much it's like a soul longing. It's like I know my soul is connected there.
Okay, so let's go there. So Imagine yourself there. What happens?
Um, it's also, known as Avalon, Isle of Avalon. I see myself, it feels like past life connection to with an apothecary, um, of sorts as a healer in that realm.
And then ask, what is the most important scene or knowing to come to connection right now so that we really get the information needed? Kind of talk out what you're either seeing or feeling.
Yeah. It feels like it's um things that once were there that have been buried are going to be uncovered and come forth again and allow for more healing to come through for the world itself.
And do you need to know more?
Not at this time.
Do you need to do anything with that right now? Is there something to
No.
do in your imagination?
It's just to keep that central point in my mind as I take journeys on my next steps.
Okay. And anything else more about your feet or next steps?
The next steps are the program that I'm doing there at R3.
Okay.
It's has there's a lot of information that's going to unfold.
And is that complete?
Yes.
And is all the dimensional portals and doorways that needed to be closed, closed?
Yes.
And all the ones that needed to remain open, open?
Yes.
Okay. And so what I'm doing is I'm getting nudged on looking at the chart I pulled. Is there
Okay.
any other doors that need to be closed?
No.
Any doors need to be opened?
Yes.
Where's the door?
I got the the temple door, which I know was on that record. It said,
Yeah.
and also the sacred traveler door.
And what do we need to do with that? Do you need to open it?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and do that?
Okay.
Good. And is this chart complete?
Yes.
And so then I could simply clear it by pushing the clear button.
Hmm.
It says clear and complete. Or I could have had you or you could have like read through the clearing and activation statement for
Okay.
purification. And truth, should I read this out loud? They just want me to read the last paragraph.
Okay.
So um, I am and you are, if you so agree, a sovereign being. I claim my full power of clairsentience. So claiming your full power of clairsentience,
Mm.
which is clear feeling, and is now activated for the highest and best uses. And any event connected to the shining will assist this activation. And the shining is what you spoke about, which is like the uncovering, the revealing
Mm.
with this course that you've activated. The energy of causal being is expanding for you. The crystal to be used for today, if you wanted to, would be peacock ore. The
Okay.
essential oil that would benefit today would be lemon for this. And you're being asked to now cleanse energetically any eggs, which would be the conception points, the birthing, or maybe even have like a crystal egg or your own eggs in your womb space. We'll put all that is meant to be cleansed, connected to eggs. Assisting this activation will work for the solution of other to further activate the understandings and embodiment of sovereignty and neutrality. And so, since the solution is other, I'm going to ask you, did you already speak the solution?
No.
And do you need to ask the monadic consciousness what the solution is?
Yes.
So tune into monadic, the one consciousness of what is the solution.
Surrender.
Good. And so deep surrender is being requested and activated.
Mhm.
And then just visualize yourself in deep surrender. Good. And then were you able to see any sort of receptivity from that surrender, receiving or activating? If not, see as you deeply surrender, you're receiving this activation and the scene that comes in.
Yeah. I see the sacred traveler as it is already open with travelers coming through, and yeah.
Good. And so there we've just facilitated that like completion, but we could also further like sit for a moment and breathe golden light into the wish fulfilled, into the already actualized space, which is that vision that you're looking at beyond the surrender. The activation has actualized itself. And then we get to come into allowing
Hmm.
and allowing the intention to present itself because it's already done. So at the bottom, I have on here, this is to be used daily to increase your frequency, right? So when we're addressing things that need to be cleared or processed, especially when we have questions, we get to go through this process, which then pulls us pulls our energy, our light out of these lower spins and these denser spins, and they start to lift and literally become higher frequency and start moving again, because now we've just left on this really good note. We had this transformation, we had this activation and visualizations that really were nurturing surrender and nurturing actually seeing things. Things are in a right accordance and they're right in alignment right now. So that is how we get to use this for manifestation and to actually increase our frequency. And then the second thing it says for tips, access your open source plasma currency. As you understand, you are creating your reality with what you think, say, do, and feel. So you get to realize what money really is and what
Hmm.
currency really is it's your light vibrating current. And so when we're in movement, meaning we're not in stagnation, because we know now, we just like have this vision, we have more clarity, we're able to then go, and then the current starts flowing again. Even if we're in deep surrender, that surrender is like, the literal boulder moves from the dam and the water starts flowing again. The currency, which is water, starts flowing again. So it's super powerful. And that flow of current then really, it's always doing this in the sense that you're always activating from what you think, say, and feel. But it becomes even more apparent because now you've just like turned the nozzle to like
Hmm.
full blast. And so it's like the best time after we get off this to like clean the house again or ring the bell around the house or, hold an egg and or a
Mm-hmm.
seed and be like, this is so, and really put another level of this clarity in movement
Mm-hmm.
through spoken word. Okay, so I'm going to ask for myself, is that complete? Yes. And can I have more clarity about, I'm always, okay, so here's the thing. I'm very curious. I love investigation. I love to know what's going on, research.
Mm-hmm.
So even though of all the years of study, self-study and other, I still am curious, like, wow, what just happened? Spirit made me, I got a new painting of Christ, like like delivered, like just it's already done. It's like a print.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted me to like go clear the center of this rising and put that there and take the one I painted and bring it here. So I literally before I got on this call, like I placed it down, it's staring at me. And a mosquito came in. And when a mosquito is around me, I know a lower dimensional portal is open. And again, I also just came from doing a big sweep on some land that's on the same ley line as the center, by the way.
Okay.
And also had so a lot of details were mirroring at that space. I was like, wow, we're doing a big one today. Well, right as I get on here, the mosquito, the dog barking, the tour, the picture of Christ, all of that started to like from what I'm seeing in front of me started going out of focus.
Mm.
And I know that we were non-local. Like I know for me, I went out of time and space and entered space time where there's non-locality. It flips. So it's like spaces become not this just the space you're seeing, they become like many spaces at once.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I'm curious, I'm asking consciousness, is there anything else I need to understand about that? Yes. I figured so. I wouldn't be explaining it all to you.
Mm-hmm.
What do I need to know? And Jaina. Yeah, they're just talking about the sacred traveler that, even us putting like the backdrops behind us, we just traveled there, because it's, I'm in space,
Mm-hmm.
you're holding, so we just went lifted with space. And then you took the anchor down to that location, that
Mm-hmm.
latitude line, that world line.
Mm-hmm.
So things are easy. We were able to easily adjust from those extra parameters, that
Okay.
which we just dealt with. So we can start to realize, well, everything really is speaking to me. Like, I haven't put a backdrop up in a while. I just, Spirit's like, put a backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
So did I get all that? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Is Jaina need more? Yeah. So what else are you pulling up on that? Tune
Say
in.
that again.
Just tune in. They said Jaina's not done.
Okay. I've been um channeling different melodies recently and song lyrics. Atlantean song lyrics have apparently come in. Some more came through last night. And I feel like, and even yesterday, Samantha told me, she's like, if you wanted to start a cosmic choir, this is your sign. I feel like it's all connected. I feel like that's happening here. I feel like it's going to happen in Glastonbury. I feel like we are all connected to that point.
Mm, wow. Ask if that's complete.
Yes.
Okay. So I was told while you did that to pull another chart, and Alcyone is on there, which is the central sun, and upper world is on there again. So I always like to notice when there's doubles from chart to
Mm-hmm.
chart. Inner child is what's speaking this time.
Mm-hmm.
And who's connected? Disincarnate, meaning those who've passed on. And when is dimensions. So it's not time, it's actually dimensional. Why maturity, what's expanding is teacher. What's being activated in the energy body is your source body. So our 12th subtle body being able to actually do this non-local movements happens a lot with source being at the source seat, but also the source body being able to like really embody space. The superpower that's coming online on this chart is to be a generator of reality, and the events is acceleration. So things are speeding up. The solution is herbs. So the fact that you're doing your herb course and also doubled up on the last chart, and this one is feet.
Mm.
So the sacred traveler, like, really is speaking, and around the inner child and the song. It's like going beyond time space into space time. We can use sound and song to transcend utilizing those higher choir codes
Mm.
to facilitate greater change in what seems so fixed when we look at the earth, as well as the herbs are holding the key notes and the key frequencies of the earth that, they say that all the stars seeded the herbs and trees and fruits, etc., here from all the different star systems.
Mm.
And lemon is on here again. So lemon seeds of purification, of zest for life. Also, it feels very like Palladian, which is Alcyone as well. So Alcyone is the central sun of Pleiades.
Okay.
Did I get all that? No, there's more. Joy is the emotion. So inner child, being able to tap back into our inner child to again like restore and reestablish these choir codes
Mm-hmm.
of light language, of like speaking, language of love, um, which comes from the stars, comes from our soul's deep remembrance. And so, what about the disincarnates? Those who passed on want to help, and the song of the ancestors. So the song lines. That way, when you're speaking the choir codes, it goes through the song lines, which is what the ley lines are. And that's the way the ancestors travel into non local space time. And that's how we teleport non locally through the ley lines, through the song lines, along world lines as well. And we can easily bilocate and teleport when we're in song and in breath, and with our assistance of the ancestors, which are like are held in all of ether, but also we can travel, our spirit can travel along those ley lines. And even when you transition out of the pineal gland, you go up and out, you'll see like five different sequence of like energetic lines that look like a spider web to a lattice, and it's like you're literally almost seeing the same ley line kind of structure as you
Mm-hmm.
leave the body and then exit fully into space again, into ether. And so, why am I telling her all this? Because it's about understanding why this song is so important and stabilizing yourself in that channeling song mode
Mm-hmm.
keeps you very elevated and on purpose, and in alignment with the sacred traveler path.
Mm.
So you won't get it. It'll keep you from getting in density. And I'm using that word too lightly, but it'll keep you from feeling like worldly, human,
Mm.
and not kind of dense.
Right.
So making sure that's really a part of your daily, practice,
Mm-hmm.
morning and night, and like belting it out.
Okay.
Is that it? Yeah. Is that complete? Yes. Okay. So, and that's how we can use these. Um, is there anything else? Any other questions that come up that have come up for you?
Not right now. It's more processing time.
Yeah, good. And so it's 1140, which is a reverse 411, which is really important information. And so I'll just make sure I gather any last important information from source consciousness. What is the last bit of information that really needs to be spoken? Stabilizing yourselves in the core of the heart, activating beyond time and space into true presence and love will elevate you into cosmic doorways that give you more access to the frequencies and synchronicities that you're calling in. So it gives you a direct cosmic connection with all now moments that would synchronize and be called synchronicities. Mm. And is that complete? Yes. And then as far as information that I feel that is benefit that I didn't say is just to remind people that, you know, you can literally push the home or the little lines, come back. You can, okay, there we go, put my face in it. And it gives you all the different charts, and you can click on each one, if you didn't know what something meant,
Mm.
you can click on it and then push the detail and it'll give you a possible definition. But we always want to remember that it may not be true for you. So you want to, tune into what is true for you. That way you'll get a complete when you're asking questions like, am I complete? Sometimes it won't give you a complete. Your consciousness is like, no, I need you to understand what that word meant. Or why it's telling you temple window. Does it want you to clean the window, of a house, of your eyes? So just like sometimes sometimes it's in the smallest of details that will help us really complete and take it to the next level. Okay. And then source consciousness, anything else I need to share about this app? The way you manifest with it is by doing a clear intention of that which you are actualized. You already know what's happened. So you would say, I know, I'm so grateful that my, herb course is always at max capacity of people who are attending it, and that it's so phenomenal. It's known internationally, which is something I was doing. I was doing intention work for all of us this rising on that kind of thread. And then I would type that in there, or I could just even feel it as I hold the phone or I'm thinking it, and then I push the button. Then those details, like I said, either there's going to be some things that want to clear, some things that want to integrate, and then some things that just want to be upgraded through upgrading my belief in it. So that's how we can use it to manifest. And I will say that if you get that you're complete, awesome. See if there's an action step you need to take after you're done. And then also check, is there any other charts I should do right now? Because sometimes I'll do that question of how many charts do I need to do right now? And they're like 10. And so I'll go and do 10. And sometimes I don't need to like spend a lot of time with the 10 charts. Sometimes I've gotten it where I can just push through them. I just need to go through them and it clears. Whereas sometimes I just need to have those few words pull out to me like van and spaceship. And then it makes sense and I can click to the next of the 10 charts. Yeah. And is that complete? Is there anything else outstanding? Jana? Is that complete? So they just moved something out of the way and then they were just like dousing you with all that you're asking for.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you. Thank
welcome.
you.
Okay, so are we good? Yes. So if you don't have any other questions, or do you?
No, I think I'm good.
Good. So we're so grateful that you jumped on here so we could facilitate and learn more about the app. We hope that everyone enjoys it. On Androids, it's free. On Apple, it's $9.99 at this point, a one-time fee, and it's an awesome app to have. We highly suggest you get it. When you do download it to your phone, it does elevate your phone frequency on the Hawkins scale to a 500 or above. The more you use it, it starts to go up in increments of 10. So just know that it is benefiting your phone and being in your field when you have it on there. Till next time.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Have an amazing day.